conference. Tonight, a major litmus test for this UCA program.
Undefeated on this floor, but certainly their toughest task of the season to visit so far. This Jacksonville State team is talented and they're big. They're going to give the Bears problems tonight.
Jackson State controls the tap. This is Jalen Finch, their point guard who operates the offense. Henry in the paint, throws it up, and the righty hook is good. And Jack State is on the board first. Kane Henry, a senior from London, England. He's been quite the world traveler during his basketball playing career. Central Arkansas's first possession, an air bank on a three from Klintman, and it's one and done for the Bears. Finch in the lane, drops it off. Huffman off the glass and in.
We'll be calling his name a lot. Huffman, the transfer from North Carolina, had his first double-double of the season in his last game against Eastern Kentucky. 16 points, 16 boards.
He's 6'10", 225, poses some major problems for opponents down low. Missed a jumper from Chatham, coming off that 13-point, 10-rebound effort on Saturday, and Central Arkansas's come from behind win against North Alabama. Driving the right lane line, a stuff at the rim. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Jacksonville State. Henry got in deep, but he was denied by a sea of Bears.
Well, there's Chatham from Los Angeles, California. You know, Coach Boone said he's the team leader in blocks, but he's going to have a tough task today against some of these towers for the Gamecocks. He was up to the challenge on test number 1 from Henry.
Jacksonville State has built an early lead. In and out on the jumper. The runner won't go from Gibbs. Huffman's stick back, no. And Chatham rips it down for Central Arkansas. Hunter coming off a career high. Miss. UCA trying to keep it alive. Tight roping the boundary. It's out of bounds to Jacksonville State.
Well, you see the aggression from Central Arkansas early, and that's going to be a theme. Coach Anthony Boone, in his 3rd season at the helm of the Bears, saying that he wants to dictate the pace, expect the offense to move very quickly against a Gamecock team that prefers to go slow.
According to Ken Palm, Jacksonville State ranked 334th out of 350 teams in adjusted tempo. That is possessions per 40 minutes. They want to play in the half court, as you noted, Dylan. UCA 29th in the country, 2nd fastest team in the A-Sun. Adams hooks it down low, fumbling the catch in traffic. Huffman loses it out of bounds, and it'll be Central Arkansas basketball.
And again, it was Chatham who thought he tied the ball up, but caused enough chaos down low for the shot to sail well out of bounds. That was kind of a half shot there underneath by Huffman, just trying to make something happen. Chatham, Coach Boone before the game called him the heart of the team, and he's playing like it so far.
Hunter isolated in the post, powers it through. Cameron Hunter scores the first basket of the night for Central Arkansas.
He's coming off a career-high performance, 21 points against North Alabama. He's averaging almost 15 a game since conference play began. Over the top, errant pass.
Sails on Finch, but UCA touched it last, so it'll stay with Jacksonville State. In these first 3 minutes of play, Dylan, it's clearly been a half-court game. What are your thoughts on the tempo so far?
Both teams kind of feeling it out, seeing what the pace is going to be. And if Jacksonville State can go slow, they got 15 seconds remaining on this shot clock. They'll begin to submit, but now trouble getting the ball in bounds, and a timeout has to be called by Coach Ray Harper.
Timeout on the floor. Jacksonville State with 17:09 to go in this first session. 4-2 our score.
James,
the Gamecocks on top.
Sorry, James, that was reminiscent of what we saw at the end of the North Alabama game here on Saturday. This press from the Bears, I know the Gamecocks were inbounding underneath their own basket, but Central Arkansas has developed a scheme to make it really tough to get the ball in, and there was nobody open, forcing an early timeout.
Yeah, you bring up Saturday's game against North Alabama. We saw Central Arkansas come from behind. They were down 7 with 50 seconds to go in regulation, got it into overtime. And then in the extra session, they were down 5 with 28 seconds to go and won the game outright because of that defensive pressure Once they ratcheted it up, they came away with steal after steal. After the timeout, Jacksonville State to trigger it in. They heave it to the big guy, Huffman. Deep in the shot clock, Finch gets a high ball screen. Shimmies inside and flips it in. The explosiveness from the junior point guard from Raleigh, North Carolina on display. Chatham, quick answer on the other end for Central Arkansas. Bullet pass down low. Sweet feed in the finish. +1. Henry going to the line. Adams with the assist.
Well, they pick up the pace. Central Arkansas goes down and scores in a matter of seconds. Chatham and the Gamecocks move quickly as Finch is able to deliver to Kane Henry for the bucket +1.
Henry, a 67% free throw shooter, drops it in. And Jacksonville State has carved out a 9-4 lead before our first media timeout. Cooper on the handle for Central Arkansas. Hit the game-winning free throws on Saturday against North Alabama. Ball bounces into backcourt. It was poked away by a Gamecock. Darius Hall trying to get involved for Central Arkansas. Still way beyond the arc with the shot clock at 10. Henry one-on-one, crosses over. Deep in the lane, he's fouled. Cameron Hunter going to the line for Central Arkansas.
Cameron Hunter, the freshman from Bryant, ASUN Newcomer of the Week. Each of the first 2 weeks of 2022, he's been averaging 7 points per game over that span. Here he drives, finds an opening, and Henry has to hack him on the arm as Henry was caught on the wrong side of the basket. And now Hunter, a good foul shooter, knocks the first one down.
Cameron Hunter's been aggressive, very assertive on the offensive end here in the early action. Has 4 of Central Arkansas's 6 points, coming off that career-high 21 on Saturday. What do you like most about his effort against North Alabama?
He was just as aggressive, James, even when he got into foul trouble. And to be fair, lots of players got into foul trouble for both teams in a whistle-heavy game. But Hunter didn't take his foot off the gas and continued to deliver until deep into the second half.
That was a foul fest. 3 starters for Central Arkansas fouled out. A missed 3 from the corner. Off the mark from Gibbs. He doesn't miss many, 48% from downtown, second best in the league and 5th in the country. Hunter's terminated, finds Hall, crams it down for the Bears.
Darius Hall with authority for his first 2 points of the game, and that gets this home crowd into it.
Draws Central Arkansas to within 1. Shot clock at 7. Finch puts it on the floor, lost the handle. Thievery from UCA. Cooper off to one of their better starts in program history. They're 5-2 in their last 7 games. 3-1 this season in ASUN play. 5-0 here at the Ferris Center. Jackson State has missed their last 3 field goals. And a steal. Ahead to Hall. 1-on-2. Euro step. Up and under is through. Darius Hall feeding off of his last game against UNA when he had 25 and 13 rebounds.
And that's Eddie Kayalud playing defense at the top of the key, who had the steal coming off the bench.
And a travel. Turnover Jacksonville State. They're 4th already in this first half.
We talked to Coach Anthony Boone before the game began and asked him about the spark off the bench, whether it's Eddie Kayalud, whether it's Masai Olowokere. The Bears have a bench that is capable of putting up big numbers in a hurry, and here's Kayalud to get the first chance.
Kayalud slides around his defender, gets the bounce, and Central Arkansas is on an 8-0 run over the last 2:28. Adams, he's Jack State's leading scorer. Damari King has entered the lineup. A sharpshooter off the bench. Where's number 1 in red? They lob it over the top. Zelly snack. Walk with it. 5th Jacksonville State turnover. They only average 14 a game, and they already have 5 miscues.
And that's the tempo favoring Central Arkansas style of play, moving quickly and making mistakes, something the Gamecocks don't usually do.
Kyle Lude, short that time, couldn't squeeze it around the big man. Ripped down by King for Jack State. Zelly snack in the land of the trees, too tall and powerful. Brute strength, the 6'11 junior from Slovakia puts it in.
And he may have been in the land of the trees, but he was matched against Cameron Hunter that time. A mismatch that he took advantage of, as Hunter stands only 6'3" against a 6'11" Zelly snack.
Yeah, Zelly snack, he is the big tree for Jax State. He's coming off a career game, 11 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, and a block in Jax State's big win at Eastern Kentucky. Central Arkansas gives it right back to the Gamecocks. Looking to reclaim the lead. Adams roars in, gives it up. King fouled on the slam. And I beg your pardon, that's Jawan Purdue. Purdue at the line for Jack State to shoot a pair.
That was Ibe Klintman, who was going up for the block and thought that he got all ball, but the officials with the whistle after the fact puts Purdue on the line. Here's a look at it again. Goes up, Klintman tries to block from behind and makes the contact.
Ties the game at 12 with the first freebie. And he gives the Gamecocks the lead again. Oloa Carey's checked in for Central Arkansas. Pops from the elbow, too strong off the attachment. It's a slugfest early on. This favors Jacksonville State. Up and under for Purdue. Wiggles out. Kyle Lude couldn't pull it in cleanly. Ball's on the floor. Game clock's clear. Long 2 straight away from King off the mark. And Kyle Lude snatches it away. Ball sails in and rams it down. Hall with the kill. UCA back on top.
Clear the lane. Darius Hall is coming in for landing. Nobody gonna stop him. And the Bears back on top.
A lot of points in the paint for both teams. Air ball on a 3. Wouldn't go for Gibbs. Offensive rebound. Adams, no. Lane Dillon, how about those 2 dunks to start from Darius Hall?
Hall has a flair for the dramatic, the big slam, and that's important when you've got the biggest home crowd of the season, getting them into this game early.
Here he is again down low, had it blocked, got it back. Second effort, he drizzles in, we're gonna count it, +1. Hall has 8 early points for UCA, and they have their largest lead of this first stanza.
The most intense player on the floor, there's no question about it. Darius Hall, the junior from Little Rock, transfer from DePaul by way of the Razorbacks of Arkansas, averaging 17 points and 11 rebounds in conference play.
Coming off a 25-point game, just 5 shy of tying a season high. They had a 30-point effort earlier this year against Hendricks. Stretches the UCA lead to 4. Largest lead for the Bears.
And James
didn't have to go in this first half.
And James, how about this stat? Every point scored from the field so far in this ball game has been scored in the paint. 14 for UCA, 10 for Jacksonville State.
These teams going to work on the interior. Jacksonville State known for their 3-point shooting. King cuts one loose, drops it in. There is the first 3 of the game. Jax State as a team, Dylan, they shoot 41% from downtown.
It was only a matter of time before we saw it. And it drops for King, the 4th best 3-point shooting guard in the country.
Kyle with a rebuttal in the lane. All of Central Arkansas's field goals coming from inside the paint. 3-point lead for UCA. King looking for back-to-back, doesn't have it. Snared by Hall. Hall wants to push tempo. Second fastest team in the ASUN. Oluwakari drives in, denied at the rim on the dunk, and it's out of bounds to the Gamecocks.
And Oluwakari goes down hard, and his teammates will have to help him up. They were waving toward the bench, but now it looks like they're waving him off just as quickly. Here he comes, goes for the finish, cannot get it to go, and wasn't really a collision with a player. It was just going in hard for the slam. He winds up on the floor beneath the basket. He'll stay in the game.
Closing in on the midway point of this first half. 3-point lead for Central Arkansas. Adams comes to get it for Jack State. Shot clock at 7. Dashing baseline. Henry flips it up and in. The athleticism from Henry on display. Baker tees for a 3. Can't drive it home. King left alone. Got it. Second 3 for Damari King, who shoots 50% from downtown.
Well, despite the way this game began with the interior play, you've got to watch King outside. At 50% three-point shooter. He went 9 of 11 the last time he was in this neck of the woods against Little Rock.
Oluwakari can't counter. 2-point lead for Jack State. Central Arkansas 0 for 3 from distance. King wiggles into the lane. The alley-oop lob and the flush from Huffman. Huffman's first 3 field goals last time out against EKU were all dunks. He's got one there.
Huffman always keeps it close to the glass, but still, when you shoot 64% from the field, you've got skills, and Huffman showing them there.
Kyle, the extent of his range. That one flat. Cleared by Jack State. Drive and kick. Corner pocket of 3. Off the back rim, wouldn't go for King. Rebound tapped around, volleyed into the hands of Baker for UCA. Hall wants a screen. He's had the hot hand for the Bears. Has 9 of UCA's 19. Kyle the assist from Oluwakari. That cuts the deficit in half for the Bears.
So Kyle up to 6 quick points. A couple of weekends ago against Lipscomb, Eddie Kyle went off for 18 points in just about 10 minutes of gameplay.
He's defending the guard on the switch. King puts it on the floor, draws a crowd. Finch all alone for a trifecta. Bullseye. Jackson State 26-21. They lead by 5. Down low, Oluwakari gets free for an easy gimme at the rim.
When Finch is getting into your three-point shooting for Jacksonville State, that's when things really open up outside for the Gamecocks.
And roll, Huffman throws it away. Central Arkansas has numbers. Hall transition 3, bottoms! Hall feeling it for the Bears. He's up to 12 points and he knots the score. And a steal. Baker pulls it out of the pack. 4 on 2. Oluwakari, showtime! Central Arkansas by a deuce.
Masai Oluwakari throws it down all the way from Brooklyn, New York. Oluwakari now with 4.
7-0 Central Arkansas flurry. Finch one-on-one out high against Oluwakari. Can't shake him. Adams a long way from the cup. Edge of the logo. Shot clock at 6. Puts his head down. Spins into traffic. Throws it up. Can't throw it in. Kyle a head fake.
One of the best in the country. Watch out for them as we continue on in this surprisingly high-scoring first half. UCA has forced that tempo, and the Gamecocks have been up to the challenge.
Finch Utters down into the short corner. Get it to Zelly Snack. An offensive foul called on the big man. Jackson Baker takes the charge.
Baker has been playing meaningful minutes, the kind that don't always show in the stat line for Central Arkansas. Here he is with the clear size mismatch, 6'7" against 6'11", but he gets position. Zelly Snack doesn't know where he is, collides into Baker, who's played some phenomenal defense the past few games for the purple and white.
Miss at the rim from Hunter. It'll stay with UCA on this end. Central Arkansas leads by 3 with 6:05 to go in this first half. Central Arkansas win would be their 6th in their last 8 games. With a win here tonight and a Bellarmine loss, UCA will be in first place in the West. They need some help. They're in the conversation. Chatham spots for 3. Roof would have came off the Ferris Center if that one goes. 29-26, UCA leads it after the Jacksonville State rebound. Out high, all alone, King. Back rimmed it. Chatham the rebound for Central Arkansas.
They're not all falling, but Damari King is finding wide open spaces. That's going to pay dividends eventually.
Baker's shot spits out. The floor, Gamecocks in a hurry. Gibbs to the rack. Denied on the inside by Chatham. His second rejection underneath.
Jared Chatham now a team-high 17 blocks. He is up to the challenge. He knows this is one of the biggest games of the season for Central Arkansas, and he's playing like it in this first half.
Bench the floor general. Damari King left alone, swishes in a triple. He's been a walking fireball the last month. He's made 22 of his last 33s, 73% since December 21st. Hunter inside, sticks it. Central Arkansas breaks the 29-all tie to take a 2-point lead.
And King is set up. Down at the bottom of your screen, he gets the feed. He is still all alone down there. Got to provide more defensive pressure on him.
King has it, shimmies to the top, looks it over to Finch. Shot clock at 10. Gamecocks got to go. Down low, a deflection. Finch has to hoist it up. It's a prayer, well short, barely scraped the left side of the rim. Offensive rebound, Powell, and they reset at the top. Zelly Snack. Stripped, out of bounds, stays with Jackson State on this end.
And after a short rest, Darius Hall ready to come back in for Central Arkansas. Gamecock substitutions, the starters coming back in for them as well. Big Brandon Huffman checks back in on the interior. And we see Jay Powell for the first time, number 13.
.412 to go in this first half. For Central Arkansas, Dylan, you have to feel pretty good about where you're at. You have a lead. This is a really good Jacksonville State team that can score points in bunches from beyond the arc. Powell draws a crowd. Huffman fouled on the elevation. Brandon Huffman will toe the line to shoot a pair.
The Gamecocks will take that exchange. Jay Powell, the sophomore from Omaha, Nebraska, just averages about 4 points per game. He draws the double team. Meanwhile, Huffman, who shoots 64% from the field, 10 points per contest, he has the open path and draws the foul.
Huffman, a super senior, a former top 200 player out of high school. You noted earlier that he transferred in from North Carolina prior to last season. He was named to the Ohio Valley All-Newcomer team. This is the 4th all-time meeting between these two teams. Their first meeting as members of the A-Sun. Hunter, Chatham, Huffman, get out of here. Stuffs it, loose ball scramble. Hunter jacks a 3, in and out, no. And in a crowded area, King able to secure it for Jacksonville State. Huffman up the floor, power dribble, and he hammers it. Cooper gets a clean look from the top and hits the dot. First three of the game for Central Arkansas.
And back and forth we go, the pace picking up. Brandon Huffman, you know, his teammate Kane Henry made SportsCenter for a block earlier this season. But how about that block and then the dunk at the other end by Huffman? I think he wants some attention from the worldwide leader as well.
10 to his own nose with 3:08 to go in this first half. Jay Powell at the line for Jacksonville State. A versatile wing player who scores 4 points a game and shoots just 54% from the free throw line. And he hoists up a miss, just the second miss for Jax State from the line in this first half.
Free throw shooting can be an Achilles heel for this Gamecock team. They shoot 67% as a team, but there are some weak spots there, shooting under 60% individually. Could be important if this game stays close.
Whitman soars in, had an alley, missed it. Bothered at the rim once again by Huffman. Jax State can take the lead. Huffman down low, +1, hoop and harm for the senior. Going to the line for the unconventional three-point play.
6'10", 225 pounds, but did you see how fast he got down the floor? He blocks the shot on one end. He's already got 2 of those, and now he puts in the three-point play on the other side.
He leads Jacksonville State with 10 points, also has 3 rebounds in this first half. He is a force. Trap in the hot corner. Hunter in some trouble. Finds Klintman, spots for a 3, way off the mark. Backside rebound falls to Kayalud. 2.5 to go in this first stanza. Kayalud one-on-one. Up and under goes. Knotted up at 36.
6'7", 230-pound Eddie Kayalud from Paris, France. He has deceptive speed as he finds an extra gear and gets by Huffman.
He had that look in his eye. Quick rise 3, King splashes it home.
4th three-pointer of the game for King. That'll put him into double digits.
Jax State as a team, 50%, 5 of 10 after a slow start from downtown. Doing what they do, top 5 in the country in three-point field goal percentage. Hall, a 15-footer, nothing but nylon.
But every time King has hit a 3, he's done it 4 times. James, each time Central Arkansas has answered back. It's just a 2, but it's still a quick answer to put the Gamecocks back on their heels.
It's turned into a relatively higher scoring first half than anticipated. His team's finding that extra gear offensively. On the sideline. Tight area for Powell. Shot clock at 2, deep in the clock. Huffman doesn't get it off. Turnover Jacksonville State. That is their 10th of the half.
Uncharacteristic all the way around. Jacksonville State surrendering just 67 points a game. And they don't turn the ball over that often. They've got a just slightly under par turnover margin, a little bit in the negative, about -1 per contest. But they've had issues today. 10 turnovers to just 3 for Central Arkansas.
Both teams shooting 50% from the field. Kayalud, the Frenchman. Klintman for a 3, hits there.
Klintman wanted that shot of possession to go. He was in the same place and he didn't miss it twice.
12th trifecta of the season for eBay Klintman. Gives Central Arkansas a 2-point advantage and a steal. UCA trying to add to their lead. 30 seconds to go. 3 seconds separate game and shot for the Bears. Closing seconds of this first half. Hunter pulls it out. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Hunter with 7 on the timer. Terminates his dribble. Hall, 2. Hall puts it up. Well short. Kaialu trying to keep it alive, and that'll do it.
As we get ready to start the second half, 13 points, 4 rebounds, and a little something for this home crowd as we kick off the final 20 minutes.
Here we go. Central Arkansas with the ball. Have it first to start the second half. Isolation play down low, and at the doorstep, Hunter. An easy basket to give UCA a 4-point lead.
Cameron Hunter quietly played the most minutes of anybody on the floor in that first half, and now he's got 8 points.
Budding freshman coming off a 21-point effort on Saturday. Jacksonville State's first offensive trip here in the second half. Finch, the point guard with 6 on the timer, spins into the lane, throws it up, and gets the roll. It crawls in to cut the lead in half.
Jalen Finch had a career high earlier this season, 20 points in another one of those tough non-conference games for Jacksonville State, a triple overtime loss to Troy.
Huffman blocks the shot down low, his 3rd block of the night. Ahead to Gibbs, corner 3, buckets. Jacksonville State with a quick 5 to retake the advantage.
That was the first time we've called Gibbs' name as Chatham banks home a 2. Gibbs, 2nd on the team and 2nd in the ASUN, 48% three-point shooter.
Back and forth we go, a hot start to this second half. Finch one-on-one, lost his footing, got away with a walk. Up top to Gibbs, and he cashes in on another 3. Jacksonville State hits their 7th of the game, and they lead by 2.
Gibbs now 49 for his first 100 three-point attempts of the season.
Hunter on the inside, shoulders his defender, left it short. Rebound, poked around, picked up by Finch. Adams burrows to the basket. Block on a 3. Jack State thought there was a foul. It's out of bounds, and it goes back to Central Arkansas. We should note, Jacksonville State, they have a lot of experience. They start 4 seniors and 1 junior. They have 8 upperclassmen on the roster, and they return 7 of their top 8 scorers from last year's team that went 13-4 in the Ohio Valley.
And it's hard to do that in this modern age of NCAA basketball, to maintain that many players, especially when you rely on transfer talent as much as the Gamecocks do.
The point is, they don't get rattled by questionable calls. Hall out to Cooper, lines it up, drills it. Central Arkansas retakes the lead.
Yeah, you saw Darius Hall going back down the floor for UCA, jawing a little bit with Gamecock head coach Ray Harper. I wonder what that conversation was about.
12 lead changes. Early minutes of the second half. Adams finds a crease. Drive and kick, Finch. Yes! Jacksonville State 8 of 14 from the land of 3. Ahead to Hall, quickly in the lane. Lost his footing, turns it over. 4th UCA turnover. Trying to get it right back. Finch on the scramble. Has it deep in backcourt. Beats the violation. Ahead to Henry. He has his pocket picked. Hall, 2-on-2. Hunter, no. Blocked. Punch out. For a 3. It's good. What a sequence. UCA by 1.
Second three-pointer of the day for eBay Klintman, who came into this game hitting just 11 all season. He found his spot and puts an end to that chaotic back and forth.
Well said, chaotic it was indeed. 13 lead changes. Gibbs blocked in the corner by Hall. Then he undercuts a Bear, gets knocked off his pins. Chatham on his back, rolls over. Should be UCA basketball.
Foul will go against the Gamecocks. That's Gibbs, who will pick up his first personal as Chatham hits the floor. I think Hall might have blocked that 3. Yeah, he gets a hand out, and then there you see Chatham go up and under as Gibbs took him out from the legs. And Chatham's actually going to go have a seat after that tumble as the Bears take over up 1 point with 16:15 to play.
What are your thoughts on the tempo to start this second half? Very different from what we saw in the first part of the first half, right off the opening tap.
Well, lots of turnovers back and forth as teams having trouble hanging on to the ball in transition.
Hall, second thought three. An air ball, out of bounds. Was it touched? Yes, it was touched by of 8 from downtown. But Dylan, the leading scorer for Jacksonville State on the season, as a miss, flashing open from Hall, couldn't get it down. Darian Adams, scoreless, still has not found the bottom of the well. He's 0 for 4 from the field.
Averaging 15 points coming in, but it's the three parade from way back there, Gibbs.
Gibbs hits his third. 53-51. Hall trying to tie it up, got bumped, absorbed some contact, no whistle.
Gibbs with his third three-pointer of this half, and we're only 4.5 minutes in.
Ari King has the rock. He's a sharpshooter. Those guys both in the top 5 in the nation in three-point field goal percentage. Finch throws it away. Hall, one-on-one, corkscrewing, missing. Klintman cleans it up. Takes out the trash for UCA. We're all level at 53. That'll be an offensive foul on Zelisnak. Maroš Zelisnak, the junior from Slovakia, coming off his best game of the year on Saturday, picks up what will be his second foul on the night.
And he'll come out of the game as a result. As the Gamecocks with a little smaller 5 right now. They've got Huffman right in the middle, but guards surrounding him now.
15th Jacksonville State turnover, already exceeding their average of 14 per night. UCA trying to break a tie. Hall bulldozes inside. Turnaround as he skids to a stop on target. Hall up to 15 points.
If you're a Central Arkansas fan, you have seen that shot from Hall all season. The turnaround fadeaway jumper, just beautiful.
Finch being hounded out on the arc by Cooper, gives it up at the top to Henry. Adams still scoreless. 0 for 5 now from the floor. Down low, offensive rebound. Henry can barely get off the floor and he throws it away. Another UCA steal. Bears driving kick to 3. Klintman, money! Central Arkansas leads by 5.
eBay Klintman from Malmo, Sweden, ASUN Newcomer of the Week earlier this season, has scored 11 after hitting his third three-pointer.
7-0 Central Arkansas run. Power dribble in the lane. Henry ends the drought. Almost 2 minutes without points for Jacksonville State. Henry puts it through to make it a 3-point Central Arkansas lead. And that'll be an offensive foul on Darius Hall, who's out of control trying to get downhill.
He got tangled up with Huffman. Was trying to untangle his feet and avoid the contact, but unable to do so. He draws the whistle. We have not seen many whistles either way. Jacksonville State this half twice have made plays where they've tried to draw the referee's whistle. Just try to throw a shot up and draw contact. Both times it hasn't happened. When the officials are calling the game loose, that's going to change the way you play strategically.
This one's been fun to watch. Has an AAU Summer League type feel to it. 3-point lead for Central Arkansas. Only 9 combined fouls. Up top, Gibbs got the roll. Another 3 from Gibbs, his 4th of the half. Kaialuda head fake, the blow by. Shot erased on the inside. Here comes Jacksonville State. Fumbling the catch, Henry can't hang on. Ball bouncing up the sideline. Picked up by Cooper. Hall lets it fly. Got it! Central Arkansas +3. That's their 6th 3 of the night.
And before Hall's 3 giving him 18 on the game, Darius Adams finally gets a bucket, his first three-pointer, and he gets a blocked shot.
Help comes. Hall takes it away. 2-on-1. Hall, power dribble, stumbling, gathering and scoring for UCA. They lead by 5 again with 12 and change to play.
And I love the communication between Hall and Olowokere. Masai Olowokere was supposed to finish that play after getting the pass from Hall. He made one pass too many. They talk it over as they go back down the floor, and Hall makes the bucket happen anyway.
King trying to pick up where he left off at the half. He had 4 threes in the first half. That was his first hoist of this second session. A miss. Hall piercing the lane. Kick out Cooper. Central Arkansas a basket here would give them their largest lead of the game. Kyle from the corner. In and out. Jackson State will have it when we come back. 63-58 Central Arkansas. Darius Hall with a game-high 20 points. Trying to weather the Jacksonville State three-point barrage. Jack State 10 of 18 from distance. Don't go anywhere. This is ASUN basketball on ESPN. Jacksonville State, they are downtown. Jacksonville, Alabama. Population of just over 13,000 residents. And Jacksonville State, an enrollment of just under 10,000. And they're knocking them down. How about the three-point shooting, Dylan, from the Gamecocks?
This is what they do best. One of the best teams in the ASUN. One of the best players in the country in Damari King. And his teammate Jalen Gibbs catching up to him quickly. They've both been draining it from downtown with help from their point guard, Jalen Finch. All 3 guards are a threat to shoot it from deep. But Central Arkansas has counteracted so far with 38 points in the paint and 28 points off of turnovers.
Gibbs with 10 on the timer. Stop and start move. Below the square. Gives it up. Adams at the foul line. Navigates. Rises up over high hands. And it drips in.
Second straight shot from Adams to hit every part of the rim and then go in.
He has a soft touch. A really good shooter. Chatham. Miss. Rebound. Tipped out of bounds. Going to stay on this end with the Bears.
And even though they haven't had the biggest stat lines, we highlighted them in the beginning. Darian Adams, the graduate transfer from Troy, and Jared Chatham, the graduate student for Central Arkansas. Those 2 players have been field generals out here. Even as Chatham has chipped in 4 and Adams has found his way to 5, their impact has been bigger than that.
Chatham a long 2. Front lipped it. Hunter, rebound, stick back. No, tip in, won't go either. 3 good looks. Central Arkansas can't get it through. Huffman, offensive foul. 18th turnover on Jacksonville State, approaching a season high.
And the second offensive foul that Jackson Baker has baited a Gamecock into. He got Zelly Snack earlier. This time he gets Huffman. Sorry, I should say that was Chatham over there, actually. Baker was on the other side. That was Chatham, the grad student, drawing the offensive contact.
Ball. Baker catching fire. In and out. Adams has it for the Gamecocks. They can tie with the 3. Gibbs looking for the equalizer. Miss. Hunter fouled on the rebound by Zelly Snack. Cameron Hunter's been a beast on the boards for Central Arkansas on back-to-back trips.
And Zelly Snack picks up a personal foul immediately as he comes in. That's now his 3rd, and he has to go right back to the bench. Every time Coach Ray Harper has wanted to go big inside with both Zelly Snack and Huffman, fouls have prevented that from happening.
Jacksonville State picks up their 4th. Central Arkansas has only been slapped with 1 foul in this second half. Baker having trouble getting the ball inbounded. Ahead to Hunter, has to climb the ladder. Pulls up, Leaner, yes.
The freshman from Bryant, so poised. He seems to float in midair as he gets ready for that shot from the free throw line and knocks it down. Hunter has stepped up his game, averaging 14.5 points per contest in conference play after being at about 12 on the season as a whole.
Plays like a veteran, second on the team in minutes. Missed a teardrop from Adams, cleared by UCA. Hall for a 3. No, and a shove. It'll be on Chatham over the back. Only the second foul on Central Arkansas. 9:39 to play. They lead by 5. We have had a total of 17 lead changes tonight. This is the largest lead of the game for UCA.
Both of these teams on winning streaks. Central Arkansas 5 of their last 7 after starting the year 1-9. The Gamecocks have won 5 in a row and 7 of their last 8, and these two teams look like teams on hot streaks.
King on the handle for Jacksonville State with 9.5 to go. Jacksonville State's won 5 in a row. Double in the corner. Drive and kick. King, step back 3. It's good. 5th 3 of the game for Damari King, one of the best shooters in the country.
Well, the Central Arkansas region will be glad to be done with Damari King as Baker answers back with a 3.
A big shot for the sophomore. He's made a 3 now in 10 of his last 12 contests. Pushes the lead back to 5 to tie the largest lead of the night for UCA.
Going back to King, he scored 32 points in a game against Little Rock earlier this season, and he has put up 15 so far against the Bears.
8:39 to go, 68-63. Darius Hall will get a breather, some gamesmanship from head coach Anthony Boone, knowing that the media timeout is right around the corner. Jackson State triggers it in. Adams, the flyby. Baker's in. Count it, and 1. And now we see the senior, the leader, Darian Adams, more assertive on the offensive end here in the second half.
We also see him holding his arm after that shot. He goes in against Baker, and not a ton of contact between the players. I'm not sure where the stinger might have come from, but we'll see if it affects the free throw from Adams, as he's now quietly got 7 points. He's their best free throw shooter, 86% on the season.
Seasoned veteran, turns 24 years old in March. Leads the team with 65 assists. Top scorer, as we've noted throughout, at 15 a night. Trims it to 2. Cooper circles baseline, tries to thread it in the corner to Klintman, and the aforementioned Adams knocks it out of bounds.
Different 5 on the floor right now, really, for both teams. At this point, with Hall getting a rest, look for Cameron Hunter to try to step up and make a play for Central Arkansas.
Baker looks inside, it's bottled up. Shot clock at 10 for the Bears. Klintman, second thought 3, sputters off. Jacksonville State out rebounding Central Arkansas by 9 tonight. The top rebounding team in the A-Sun. So sound, so disciplined. Stop and pop, Gibbs, yes. Picture perfect. Knots the score at 68 all. Ahead to Kyle, squeezes it up and in.
Every time you think this game is slowing down and the Gamecocks are dictating pace, Central Arkansas does something like that. They find a seam, and they get the bucket.
UCA fending off Jackson State. 2-point lead. Henry Burrows leans in, stuffed by Kyle. King.
Again, checking our phones, and we saw that tornado had hit Jacksonville, Alabama. It actually hit the campus. The campus shut down for a few weeks following the storm. The basketball arena was heavily damaged and didn't resume play for a couple of weeks into the season before they were able to get things back underway the next year as the Gamecocks get a quick basket. That game could have just as easily been in Jacksonville. Those two teams could have been in that arena when that storm hit.
After the Henry layup, we're tied at 70. Jacksonville State, some of the top facilities among mid-major programs throughout the country in all sports. Got a good one here. Level at 70 with 6:40 to play. Baker over the top. Hunter, yes! Central Arkansas by 2. Hunter up to a quiet 12 points, right at his season average tonight. The freshman from nearby Bryant, Arkansas. King has killed his dribble. Henry against Cooper. Tries to back him down. Turned away. Out to King for a three. Buckets. Jax State leads by one. 6th three for King. Cooper can't answer. Way off the mark. Rebound Hunter. Johnny on the spot. Gives us our 19th lead change.
Cameron Hunter with 4 straight for the Bears. He's now got 14 overall on 6 of 12 shooting, I should say. The freshman red hot down the stretch, just like he was in their last game against North Alabama in a comeback win.
Adams offline, offensive rebound, out to Gibbs for a three. That's way off the mark. Klintman saves it to a teammate. He talks during the onset about tempo. It's a NASCAR tempo, up and down, and a steal. 6th UCA turnover, 3-on-1. Line. Senior from London, England. Ties the game at 74. I mentioned earlier that he is quite the journeyman. He was born in England, spent 2017 at a JUCO down in Pasadena, Texas. Then he spent 2018 at Northwest Florida State in Destin, Florida. He's been at Jacksonville State the last 3 years. 5th on the team in scoring and 4th on the team in threes.
Was all Ohio Valley Conference his first year with the Gamecocks back in 2019-2020 before Jacksonville State made the jump to the A-Sun.
He hits them both. Chatham, active hands. Now Jacksonville State get the free throws and possession. So this could be a 4 or a 5-point trip for the Gamecocks.
It'll be important to see how the Bears react. They're not happy with the call, obviously, but can they settle down and make a defensive play to get the ball back?
Shot clock at single digits. King has had the hot hand in the lane. Bouncer through. 2 on the timer. Deep 3 Gibbs around and out, and Central Arkansas dodges a bullet. It's one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the nation that got a clean look from out on the perimeter.
That one was way out there. Gibbs, one of the few in the country that you're still confident could hit it, but that's a little deeper look than they've had to take at other portions of this game. And Central Arkansas, the defense does indeed hold their composure, and they've got the ball back with a chance to take the lead.
46 points in the paint for UCA of their 74. They've done it inside with 4 players in double figures, led by this guy, Hall, number 4 in white with 20. Hunter gives it up. Chatham sets his feet, knocks it down. Just the 4th 3 of the year for Jared Chatham. UCA by 2.
He'll pick his spot, and that was the perfect spot for Chatham. With time to shoot, the Gamecocks weren't going to put a man out there on him, and Chatham made him pay.
6-point swing. Down low. Henry drops it off. Huffman. Steal UCA. Here comes Hunter. Hunter, 2-on-4. UCA does not have numbers. Wheels it back out through traffic to Chapman. Klintman all alone.
Tap range. He and Gibbs both have numbers like that, and they've both produced tonight. 18 points for King, 11 points for Gibbs, all coming in this second half.
Central Arkansas leads it by 2. Jacksonville State with possession. King thought about it. Wiggles into the paint. Gibbs back to King. Looking for the 3. Doesn't have it. It's short. Long rebound Gibbs. Another bite at the apple for Jack State. Their 10th offensive rebound of the night. Crossing over. Finch to the bucket. Yes! Capitalizes in close. Tied again. This time at 77. This is our 9th tie of the night.
Finch so good at the point guard position. The junior out of Raleigh, North Carolina, knows when to make the pass. He's got 61 assists on the season, about 4 a game. But if you give him a seam, he can drive to the basket better than anyone.
Ball deep in the clock. Long skip pass, too tall, intended for Cooper. 2:43 to go. Dylan, how would you say Central Arkansas? This is an emotional team. How did they handle the flagrant situation? How have they been able to keep their poise?
It's the difference in this game down the stretch, James. That flagrant could have unraveled this team. A golden opportunity for the Gamecocks to take the lead and run away a little bit. Instead, that defense, after the free throws, holds their own, forces a long three, and then starts getting some buckets of their own as Hall goes up for a block.
Jack State wanted a goaltend. Here's King, a rare two. 79-77, Jacksonville State. Chatham trying to catch Huffman asleep down low. Goes up, and the lefty drops it in.
But they kept their composure.
Back and forth we go.
They kept their composure as you see Chatham, cool as a cucumber, making that jumper under pressure to tie the game at 79. That's a credit to Coach Anthony Boone, getting this young team to buy in to his disciplined sort of defense.
Down to a minute 44 to go. Finch against Cooper. Leans in, offensive foul. Player control. 20th Jacksonville State turnover, a season high.
Finch was spinning with his back turned. You see him come in. Cooper is still moving. The Jacksonville State bench wanted a defensive foul, and Finch is still pleading his case with the officials. But Cooper draws the offensive contact.
Timeout on the floor. Back after this. 98 seconds to go from Conway, Arkansas. Jacksonville State seeking their 6th straight win. They've won 5 in a row. Meanwhile, UCA's only loss in league play to Bellarmine. As you take a look at the A-Sun and see just how packed that West Division is at the top.
And a big game coming next Monday as Jacksonville State and Bellarmine will go head-to-head. That's a makeup game for the Gamecocks and Knights. But before then, Jacksonville State has to get out of this game and then go to Florida Gulf Coast. Tough schedule for the folks from Alabama.
Inside of 90 seconds. Cooper, Hall, halfway down the lane. Shot clock at 10. Hall maneuvers, gives it up. Chatham! Thank you very much. It's a 2-point UCA lead.
The hesitation is Kane.
UCA's made 4 of their last 5 shots. A minute to go. Jack State with the ball, down by 2. Finch on the handle, out high. Fouled by Hall. That's not a bad foul for UCA. That's only their 5th team foul.
All right, there's nobody in foul trouble at this point in the game. And you have fouls to give, only the 15 foul against the Bears. So yeah, play aggressive, make that shot tough to get, and protect the 2-point lead.
Jack State inbounding from the hash. Adams, their leading scorer on the season, with the ball. Adams trying to take it himself. Pirouettes to the rim. Ties the game at 81. Hunter, quick rise. Offensive rebound, tap out to Hall. Hall, Alabama on Saturday. Bach set off the inbound for Central Arkansas. Level at 81. And Hall has it in his hands. Shot clock approaching 10. Shot clock at 6. Baker struggling with his dribble. Hall finally has it. Hall off balance. Miss. Tipped around. Jack State has it. 6 seconds. Tied at 81. Down low. Henry. About to win their 6th in a row. Finch knocks them both down. 86-81 Gamecocks. Hall, a missile to midcourt. Bounces off the chest of Chatham, and that'll